everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana. So the other day on my Instagram, which you should follow, I'll put it right here, I did post a poll asking you guys for any questions that you guys wanted to know the answers to, and I told you that I would answer them in a YouTube video. So I have compiled a list of my favorite ones, and we are going to go ahead and just get right into it. So the first question is, what are my go-to songs currently? So this last Thursday, or I guess it was Friday, Lainey released a new album, and so their album has been some of my go-to songs for the last couple days. My favorites were Anything for You, Sharing You, and Nobody Else. For that, because that just happened this weekend, I had been listening, so I'd been just listening to my praise playlist mostly, and so a couple of my go-tos were No Record of Wrongs by Stephen Miller and 139 Redemption in Motion by King's Kaleidoscope. So those were my kind of couple of go-to songs before the Lainey album came out. Who are my favorite YouTubers to watch? So I really love watching Remy Ashton, Justin Gabe, James Charles, Tiffany Ma. So Nicole Raffi, I really love her. The Try Guys, Brooklyn and Bailey, Emma Chamberlain. So I just watch like a lot of vloggers, I would say, overall. The next question is, what do I like shooting photos on better, film or digital? So for those of you who don't know, I recently got into film photography. I actually have a film Instagram, which I will also put on the screen right here, so if you want to follow that. And so I have been shooting some pictures on film recently. I would say I like film better than digital photography. I would say I don't do a lot of digital photography. I more use my digital camera for like filming, and if I'm taking pictures outside of that, I honestly mostly use my phone. So I think in terms of actually just taking pictures, I do prefer film. And I think part of that is, I think the idea that you get like one shot or two shots makes me pay attention to what I'm taking pictures of a little bit more. And so, you know, as opposed to like taking photos on my phone or a digital camera where I could snap 100 of them trying to get like the perfect shot, on film you don't really know if it's perfect and you can't like obsess over it in that way, which I really like. And then I also really like that you don't really know what you're gonna get when it comes back. So depending on the type of film you use or the lighting, I feel like you never know what you're gonna get when they come back from getting developed, and I feel like I really like that. So for example, sometimes they'll come back with random light flashes, or you know, maybe my settings were a little off and they'll come back darker or lighter, or just the way the colors turn out I think is fun. And I get a lot of excitement from waiting for my film to be developed. So I would say probably film. The next question is where I want to travel next. So I really want to go to Korea. I also really want to go to Greece. What is my coffee order these days? So it kind of depends where I go. My coffee order is pretty consistent. So if I'm going to like Starbucks, I usually get a vanilla sweet cream cold brew. And if I'm going somewhere else, then I get a vanilla latte with oat milk. The next question is pineapple on pizza. No. What are my favorite makeup items right now? So I have two that I want to show you. I actually have three, but I can't find the last one, and I know I used it yesterday, so I really have no idea where it is, but I'll tell you about it. So the first one, which I've been very obsessed with, is this blush from Rare Beauty in the color Bliss. I don't know, I've just been really into blushes recently. I got this one, I thought the packaging was cute, and so I've been really enjoying it. The next thing is this mascara. It's called Lash Snack by Item Beauty. So it's the Addison Rae makeup brand. And I bought this kind of on a whim. And to be completely honest, the shipping was awful. It took like a month and a half to get to me. And so by the time it got to me, I was kind of over it. But I really like this mascara. The wand is like really tiny. So I didn't really expect to like it that much, but I really loved it. That being said, I don't know if I would actually order it again because it took so long to get here and the whole customer service experience was just awful. So I don't know, but I've been liking this. And the last thing is Morphe 2 lip oils. I really have been loving those and I just can't find mine anywhere, but I'm sure it'll pop up because I do use it like every day. So it's probably around here. Okay, next up is, would I date someone shorter than me? I think the answer to this is yes, I would. I wouldn't prefer that. I definitely would prefer someone taller than me. I'm 5'7" though, so I feel like a lot of the guys I know are a little bit shorter than me, but I would be open to it. The next one, am I into Asians? So for those of you who may have, you know, watched my other videos or, you know me in real life, or, you know, see my Instagram pictures, most of my friends are Asian. So I actually kind of get asked this a lot by my friends at home. And the answer to that would be not particularly. I definitely would be open to dating someone who is Asian, so I would be down for it. But I'm not like particularly into like Asians specifically. Does that answer the question? I feel like it does. Next up, what is one thing that I appreciate about my hometown? So I think this is kind of an interesting question. So recently, the place that I grew up in, which is in the Central Valley of California, was pretty hugely affected by the wildfires, so the Creek Fire specifically. And I think obviously I wasn't there experiencing it, but my family was and my close friends from home were, and so it was kind of crazy to watch. But I think one thing that I was reminded of throughout that whole ordeal was the community there. I think it's kind of crazy just to see how people are willing to come together and support one another in a way that's just really selfless. I think even seeing like, this sounds kind of weird because I am from like a really small town, but seeing the way that like people were posting on like the town Facebook page, like, oh, if anyone needs help like moving cattle or moving horses or whatever, people were like gathering up their horse trailers to go like help them. Again, I know this is probably really foreign and weird to anyone who doesn't live like out in the country, but I felt like the, you know, selflessness with which everyone was able to like step up and help these complete strangers who live within their community was really cool. And so I think that's something I really appreciate about it. Kind of miss because I think being in Orange County, it's not the same kind of community. Like I don't know my neighbors. I've like seen one of them and I like recognize him, but the rest I have no idea like who they are. I've never even seen most of them. And so it's definitely very different than my hometown. On a more surface level, something I really miss about my hometown is the ability to see the stars, because here in Orange County, I cannot see the stars. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? This is a good question. Okay, so right now I'm 25, so I would be 30. So I think in like an ideal world, I feel like I would be married and thinking about or starting a family. I would like to be working in some sort of like counseling role. I don't really know what age group I want to work with yet, either college or high school. I'm not too sure, but I would love to be working in more of a mental health role, I think. Definitely still living in Irvine. I want to stay here. I love the city of Irvine and I love my church family here, so I would definitely want to be here still. But I don't really know. I'm kind of open, so I don't have a very firm 5-year plan. Okay, next up. This person asked for my top 10 favorite Disney movies. I'm not going to give you top 10 because that feels like a lot, but I will give you a couple. In terms of Disney movies, I really like Little Mermaid. I really like Tangled. In terms of movies in general, Step Up is my favorite movie, and then I also really like Parasite. And recently, actually just last night, I saw a movie called The Broken Heart Gallery, and I think that that has made its way into my like top 3 because I really love that movie. It's in theaters right now, so if you're, you know, down to go to a theater right now, would highly recommend checking it out. It was a fun movie. Next up, how have I decorated my phone with the new update? So I think this one's kind of funny because I really tried to decorate my phone with the new update, but I just couldn't do it. I think first of all, I was having like a hard time figuring it out, which made me feel really old. But then also, I think I like have to see my notifications on my apps. And I know with a lot of them, if you like change the little color of it, it has to go to like an external app to open up and you don't see your notifications, which I didn't like. So I decorated it like a little bit. I added like a little image up here and the little like battery notifications here. But the rest of it is just my normal apps. So nothing too fun. It's pretty basic. My first travel destination when COVID is over. I do not have any travel plans for when COVID is over. Honestly, it'll probably be somewhere like closer just to like travel again, but I don't know, we'll see. Some places I've really been wanting to go within the US are Alaska, Maine, and maybe Georgia. I know those are really random, but those are some places that are on my list currently. Any fun TV shows that I have been watching recently? So I don't really watch TV that much. I am not really into TV. I feel like it's a lot of commitment and I get kind of bored and I usually don't end up finishing the show. But recently I did watch the TV show called Away and I really enjoyed that. I have actually 2 episodes left, so I haven't finished it quite yet, but I did really enjoy it thus far. And then another thing that I was really enjoying was Selling Sunset on Netflix. So it's about these like realtors in LA. So that was kind of fun to watch as well. Okay, and I think this is gonna be the last question for today. What advice would I give to help my friend feel better if they're feeling sad? So I think it depends on the friend, right? Because I do think it is, you know, just going to depend on who they are and how they like to be cared for. For some people, right, like maybe quality time is a way that they feel loved. So just spending time with that person versus like for some people, maybe, you know, they feel more loved if you are able to verbalize and kind of, you know, affirm them or make them feel better in that way. So I do think it depends on the person, but I think overall, I would just try to be there for them, to just empathize with them. I think also a lot of times in terms of just like counseling them through feeling sad, I think I try to help them think about what the root of that sadness is coming from. So for example, if I'm feeling sad because, you know, I didn't do well on a test in school, you know, why am I, you know, so sad about that? Do I find my value and my worth in that test? Or where am I finding my value and worth in? And let's think about that and talk about that and know that your value is not in how you did on that test, but rather, you know, in something greater than that. And so kind of, I think, talking them through that aspect of it and kind of getting to the root of what the sadness actually is. Again, I think it depends. Sometimes people need just a little bit of time to kind of wallow in their sadness, but then I think after that, definitely kind of getting to the root of it and talking through it. So that is all the questions that I have for you guys today. If you like this style of video, this Q&A, or if you have more questions, feel free to let me know and I can always do something like this again in the future. And then something I wanted to do here at the end of my video is recently in one of my videos, I was talking about how it's important to like maintain a community throughout grad school. And I was kind of talking about ways that I do that. And one of the things I mentioned was that for people that I can't see super frequently, I will like Venmo them $5 for coffee just to let them know I care type of thing. And after that, somebody actually reached out and they Venmoed me $5 for coffee, which was not at all, you know, what I was trying to get out with that video. But then they also Venmoed a couple of their other close friends $5 for coffee just to let them know they cared. And I thought that was really cool. And I thought that, you know, the fact that I like said that in the video inspired someone to do that and to reach out and do a random act of kindness was really cool. So in the end of my video, I wanted to have a random acts of kindness challenge. So I want to challenge all of you guys to send an encouraging text to someone you care about today. So maybe someone you haven't talked to in a while, just text them, let them know you're thinking about them and let them know why they encourage you or, you know, why you care about them. So everyone do that and let me know how that went. And if you have any encouraging acts of kindness that you would like to see in the future, leave them in a comment down below. Other than that, if you guys could like and comment and subscribe to my channel, it really does help my channel out. And thank you guys so much for watching. I've had a lot of fun filming this and I will see you guys next week. Bye!